In early 2020, the SFDR communications team set out to produce a documentary on the Cody Wardlaw gym. That same year, the global pandemic limited its debut to a small gathering of family members, after which the film was placed in the vault, patiently waiting for its debut. Until now. What you're about to view is the full, unedited version of the documentary. Titles and references have changed since its original production.
Where does one start the story? Where does one begin the history lesson of what is considered and admired by a lot of people in Del Rio and the surrounding communities? This is probably one of the most interesting, one of the loudest, one of the most iconic gymnasiums and buildings in San Felipe Del Rio Consolidated Independent School District's entire system. The history of what is the Cody Wardlaw Gym goes in and starts somewhere about 1948.
I am Tanell Wardlaw Smith, and my father was Cody Martin Wardlaw, which this gym was built in his memory as a memorial. My father was the oldest of 5 children, and he was in the ranching, family was in the ranching business, and he was killed in a truck accident on his way back from one ranch to another, and the family was certainly saddened that this happened at 27 years of age. And my grandfather was on the school board, and the family decided they would donate some money to have this memorial built in his honor and his name.
In 1951, Cody Wardlaw Gymnasium was dedicated and its doors opened for the very first time. And within these walls, you had basketball games. At the time, it was the Del Rio Wildcats. And the Wildcats would play basketball in here. And this gym, from the 1950s through the decade of the 60s, 70s, 80s, into the 90s, and into the very first part of the 21st century, was feared by visiting teams, by the opponents, because of how loud this building can go in and get during a game. The construction of the building is unique. The floor goes in is on pier and beam. So when those teams are running back and forth, shooting baskets, the feet hitting the floor goes in and causes a very loud reverberation and sound that goes in and just bounces off the all-steel construction of the roofing.
Some of my first memories are coming to this gym, watching my sisters play, and I've loved this place, and I'm so impressed on its condition now after so many years of not being used.
To walk in this gym back in the old days, and the opposing team was here, and the hometown crowd was hollering, this was the most intimidating gymnasium there was. Everybody screaming, and there was a big echo, and it would just it would put the fear in the visiting team.
You had this gymnasium in use through the 1960s, and then consolidation occurred at a very historical point in not only Del Rio and San Felipe ISD histories, but throughout the rest of Texas. San Felipe ISD and Del Rio ISD were ordered to consolidate, and you got San Felipe Del Rio Consolidated Independent School District that went in and was created out of that. The new high school was built on the north side of town, and a new gymnasium was built inside. You had the old high school that went in and became the 8th grade, the new 8th grade, the new junior high, and it was the 8th grade level. I myself attended 8th grade here at the old Del Rio High School. I played in this gymnasium as well. Eventually, the new gym, what was known as the new gym for a very long time, was built there at the high school, eventually renamed Carl's Guys Gymnasium. And that allowed both teams to go in and play on the north side of town. The Cody Wardlaw went in and became really the home gymnasium for the Del Rio 8th grade teams, boys and girls, basketball and volleyball at that time. In late 2004, early 2005, went in and opened the Del Rio Middle School that would combine 7th and 8th grades. And when that happened, the old Del Rio 8th grade, which we now know as the Student Performance Center, was boarded up and locked. The Cody Wardlaw Gymnasium was boarded up and locked. As they came through and locked the doors for the final time, and they went in and they put the chains on the main doors in the lobby and locked it up and turned the power off, and silence once again descended upon this gymnasium. It effectively created a time capsule. Nothing has changed in the last 13 years in this building. You can walk in and still see Del Rio Queens and Go Rams on the walls, scoreboards that denote Del Rio National Bank, which doesn't exist anymore. The locker rooms still look the way they did when the final students walked out for Christmas break. The weights, the weight benches, the equipment still sits exactly as it did 13 years ago. The last lesson for those football players, those basketball players, track, other sports that they were doing, to talk about what reps they needed to do and what exercises they needed to do with the weights, still sits on that old green chalkboard in there.
The community that used the old Cody Wardlaw gym was a basketball team, and they would use the gym for basketball practices. After them, it was Miss English who conducted the Zumba classes for the Wellness Employee Program, and so far it has been the last person that has used it. Other than that, the current use is really mainly storage, but if we need to use them for alternate location for an event and stuff, we can always, just clean it up, make it look nice, and it can be used.
Where do I see the Cody Wardlaw gym in the next 10, 20, 30 years of the 21st century? It's my hope that the school district will be able to go in and refurbish this building. That's our hope. That's our goal. That's what I would love to see, the gymnasium ultimately go in and be restored to its former glory. Time will tell whether or not that goes in and occurs, but for now, it sits, a time capsule locked away in 2004, quietly waiting, patiently waiting to once again rejoin its place in the district amongst places like the Student Performance Center, the old restored Del Rio High School, amongst the Gerald Maldonado Career and Technology Center on 10th and Main, the Early College High School, and all the other buildings and programs that we offer in this great school district of ours. She sits, she waits, and one day hopefully we will be able to hear those cries, those echoes, those cheers once again reverberate through the Cody Wardlaw gym.
Well, I'm saddened to see it deteriorate, and I would love to see it come back, but I'm also impressed at the state the floors. I guess it's so old wood that it's so good that it can come back to be beautiful.
So when you walked into the front lobby in there and saw your dad's picture and then got to walk into the gym and hear all those memories of high school come.
Oh yes, yes, yes.